In this video, I'm taking the brand new Xperia 1 Mark VIII out into the wild landscapes of Gotland. So this phone has a brand new telephoto lens with a significantly larger sensor behind it. We're chasing sunrises and sunsets, putting the new features to the test and seeing what nature decides to throw at us. So take a deep breath, grab something really good to drink, and let's go. Well, hello and welcome back to another video. It's just not a regular outing here. We finally have a new Xperia. So this is the Xperia 1 Mark VIII and I am really excited to try it out here at Gotland to see how it performs and how it handles nature, just like we've been doing for the last couple of years now, which feels just amazing. And yeah, so I'm super excited to try this out, and especially the new and improved telephoto of this phone. So I have a friend with me. His name is Sami. If you've been following my earlier Xperia videos, you might recognize him from there. Well, as you can see, we have a brand new design this year, and I'm a big fan of this look, and especially the kind of stone-like feeling to it. It feels really nice, and it's not as slippery as like phones usually are. And one of the main reasons for the new look is not only for the looks, it is because we have a brand new sensor behind the telephoto lens, which is about 4 times larger than the last one, which is a very welcome upgrade. This means that we now have 48 megapixel sensors behind all of the 3 different cameras on the Xperia. So I'm really curious to see what that actually does in real life, where it actually matters. Let's turn back time a couple of hours when we went up super early to try to catch the sunrise. Good morning. So what a morning. We are visiting the Raukar, as they're called. They're sea stacks that are probably the most famous like phenomenon from this island that we're on. So I have an idea that I've been scouting. And I can see it. You see this here. It looks like a gate. And why we went here in the morning is that the sun is going up over the ocean here. And we'll probably kiss this whole area with the sea stacks. And I think it could make for a really cool shot. No time to spill. So one of the most things I'm curious about this year is definitely the new and improved telephoto. So we now have a 70 to 140 millimeter range, but with a much larger sensor behind it. And a bigger sensor generally means more detail, better dynamic range, and like overall improved image quality, and which I think is a very welcome upgrade. And what is in a better place to try it out than here? So I have an idea of the gate here to have Sami walk up on that little hill behind it, and then he will look pretty small inside of this little hole here, and I think it could make a pretty cool photo. So I think I have to back up a bit to so I can use the 70 millimeter or the 140. So yeah, let's get to work. Okay, we can start to see the light on this beautiful rock here. So I'm gonna go for the 70 millimeter, I think, and have Sami standing to the left of this tree here. Okay, look at this, that's pretty cool. Okay, let's snap the photo. I'm gonna back off a little bit more. Okay, I can clearly tell a difference in the details of the photos. This is sharp. That is very nice. And I really like how natural it looks. Like usually on zoom lenses on phones, you get this like overly sharpened kind of artificial look because it has to kind of compensate to get the quality. But it reminds me of something you get out of like a traditional camera. So the image quality has improved mainly thanks to the much larger sensor. Like that alone makes a huge difference, but on top of that they have also improved the raw multi-frame processing that's happening like behind the scenes when you're taking photos, which results in cleaner, like more high quality photos as well. So it's a really nice upgrade. Well, that was nice, but it's not over yet. We still have some incredible lights. I need to take some photos before it's over because in just like half an hour it will be too harsh light to get something like this good. Oh, this is beautiful. So this path we've been walking here is full of these like evil things. It's like bushes with thorns on them, so you kind of get stuck and it hurts a lot when you're walking into those. Why are they evil? So one of the new features of the Xperia 1 Mark VIII is the AI camera assistant. And what it does is that when you're shooting in the regular photo mode, not in the pro mode, it analyzes the scene and what you're photographing and gives you up to 4 different like suggestions of different looks and edits to that shot. So whether you're shooting in a forest or you're shooting leaves, family photos or anything like that, it gives you different options to choose from. Okay, let's see what the camera assistant suggests here. Gonna check here. Here you can see you get 4 different examples of what it thinks could look cool based on the scene. So it's analyzing the actual scene, what you're shooting. So here you can preview them by clicking on them like this. And this is a pretty cool, like a warmer tone, I think. I kind of like this kind of a little bit washed out, and you can still make adjustment if you want to by clicking here. It's done all of these adjustments by itself. So if I want it a little bit darker, I can do that. And then snap the shot. That looks nice. And what is pretty cool to add is that it's also giving you suggestions for the bokeh mode. So let's say you're shooting a portrait in the regular photo mode. It detects that and it basically says, hey, you should try the bokeh mode. And it applies the effect and you can choose whether you like it or not. I usually like to edit my photos myself, but for people who don't want to spend time like editing photos, I think this is a pretty cool feature. And honestly, I think it's a pretty good use of AI, because we all know that there are great ways to use AI and there are less than great ways to use AI, especially in the photography world. So I think this is a pretty cool use of it. Well, let's continue the adventure. So there are some heavy waves today. Perfect for filming in 4K 120 FPS with the new Telephoto. Okay, look at this. How cool is that? It's like a portal here. Okay, how does it look from the other angle? Okay. Look at this. That is sick. Okay, we need to place a human being in this little portal here. This is so nice. Okay, okay, I think I got a pretty cool idea. So look here. I think we're gonna place Sammy as a little subject inside of this hole here, but not typically in the opening. I'm thinking of placing him on that little hill here, so he's like smaller in frame, and I think the perspective can look pretty cool. So look here, if we stand here and get low, you can see that it's like the perfect opening for it. Yeah, let's try it out. We get some clouds now, so maybe we can get some soft light too. Ja, det är bara springa upp till toppen då. Stackare. Där ja. This will look sick. Det ser skitcoolt ut. Okay, I love this perspective. It kind of looks like an optical illusion or something. So I'm gonna use the 16mm ultra wide to kind of get this whole frame in the scene. So in a very backlit situation like this, when we have like the dark shadows here and a super bright sky in the back, it's usually better to go with the regular photo mode, because then it uses computational processing. When you snap the shots, it combines different photos with different exposures to get a more balanced photo. I think in situations like this, it's pretty nice to have. Okay, that is so cool. I really like how small he looks in frame. Ni måste se det här. So I found these, I have no idea what this is, but it kind of looks like tiny little ferns, which I think is perfect to try out the macro mode. What I like about the telephoto is that when you get close, you get the macro capabilities, but you also get a really nice, like natural, actual optical like background blur, which is really cool. You also get like the natural foreground. This is nice. Like look at the foreground and the background blur. This is not like the bokeh mode or anything like that. This is all optical actual blur, which is really cool. So I'm gonna try to get some video of these things in the macro mode. The regular macro mode has actually been integrated into the, when you just use the telephoto and get close, you kind of get the macro capabilities. And the same is for video, so you basically have macro in video too, which is nice. I'm gonna try it out. I really like how the background looks on this. So now we also have autofocus when using the macro mode, which we didn't have on the Xperia 1 Mark 7. So that's quite nice. Oh, this leaf is just backlit by the sun. Oh, this looks nice. Something I find really cool is that you get the separation blur, as I mentioned, but like this leaf here, and then like already here, which isn't that far away, you get a really nice separation, which is not like typical from a phone camera because the sensors has always been so small, but now that we have the telephoto combined with like the bigger sensor, we get these capabilities, and I think it's really cool to play around with. So here on YouTube, I've had the same profile picture since I started this channel in 2021, and I kind of look like a baby on that picture. I need a new one. And I figured, why not, since we have a new updated sensor on the 70mm, which should, paired with the bokeh mode, make some pretty cool portraits. So I figured we're gonna test it out, and Sammy is gonna be the photographer, and see if we can get some shots. And we've been walking looking for any forest with some shadow because the sun has been pretty harsh, but it's starting to look pretty good, and I think we have a nice spot. I'm looking for like a location where we have some depth. Like here you can see a road, then we get the depth. Here we have like a backlit forest, also very nice. So yeah, and I'm gonna pose with my 200-600 and the A7 IV, just to yeah, I'm a wildlife photographer, and I think the photo needs to tell that, or I want the photo to tell that at least. So but I hate being in front of the camera for photos. Yeah, one important thing, can't look stupid. So I think this forest is a good location to start with. We have the ability to shoot some backlit sky and leaves, that's perfect. But we also have some side light coming in here, and yeah, lots of possibilities. We'll start here. Det är så konstigt när man blundar så här, tycker jag. Det här blir bara weird. Ja, alltså...
Det är nog mest att du tycker att det känns weird, för att det är inte så du gör.
Nej, precis. Det är alltså, så kanske det är.
Det är väl inget. Eller ja, lite. Ja, det är lite, det är lite creepy. Ja, jag glömde vad jag sa.
Like, look here. Even the smallest little bits of hair, it cuts out perfectly. I think I want to try some flatter shots too, out on the road, just to see what we can get. Because there we have the depth. So now we've been shooting at the blur amount at like 50%. You can crank it up to like 100, but I find 50% be like the perfect amount. The light is starting to be really good now, so we need to head down to the beach where we're planning to shoot the sunset. Let's go. This is pretty sick, to be honest. Not to jinx it, but it kind of feels like the wind it isn't as aggressive as before. Oi, 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 oi. How cool is that? So we're almost up, and we're here for just scouting for the evening. Oh, there's some blackbirds here. Oh boy. Oi. When the light gets really good, those last 15 minutes before sunset go by incredibly fast. That's why planning the shot in advance can be the difference between getting the shot or missing it. And now that we have a plan, all left to do is to wait for that golden light. Okay, look at this. all the trees are leaning in the same direction like this. Beautiful. I need to try to capture this. So I'm gonna go with day 24, I think. Now we're getting some warmer lights. I think I'm gonna set the white balance to something warmer. Maybe daylight could work. Make sure that we're lined up. Ooh. I kinda like the look of this. It looks pretty artsy. What do you call it? But I'm gonna check if I can frame it so I don't get this tree in. I don't really want that. It kind of disturbs the scene. So yeah, I'm gonna see. I really like how these pebbles or stones or what do you call it, how the sun hits it. So I'm trying to find a spot where it looks good. Like it's a lot of stones, but we should be able to find somewhere that I can frame it up. And obviously, I think it works anywhere, to be honest. But this is pretty cool. I think we have a winner having this in the center. So as I mentioned earlier, now we have a 48 megapixel sensor on all of the different lenses. But what does that actually mean, like in reality? Most of the times when you're shooting, you're getting a 12 megapixel photo as the final result because of something called pixel binning. So I won't go too technical here, but basically the camera combines several smaller pixels into one larger pixel. So that helps it to capture more light, which gives us clearer images and better low light performance and better dynamic range and so on. So even though you don't get the 48 megapixel high resolution shot, you get the best possible image quality that the sensor can do. So this is something to improve image quality really. But if you want like a super high resolution shot, you can still do that on the 24mm lens. So that is exactly what I'm going to do here on these pebbles here. Okay, the sun goes down in 27 minutes, so it's time to get up to take the shots. Here we are again, stressing in the most beautiful location ever, as usual. Okay, we have light. Well, yeah, I'll see you on the other side.
See ya.
Well, time to get up. It's pretty stressful because I've planned this shot like from home and now I'm here and want to take it and I have the chance, so I better not screw this up. Oh boy. Oh, I can see Sammy. Nice. Look at that. I don't know if you can even see him, but he's down there. Okay, we need to take the photo.
Hallå?
Hey!
Hej!
Hey!
Så går du lite till vänster. Där ja, så går du framåt i vattenkanten där. Ja, det där är smart bra.
moment we've been waiting for. All set up. I want the focus to be on Sami over there. Oh, look at that. In the end, everything finally came together, and I'm really happy with how this adventure turned out. But we weren't quite done yet. On our way home from Gotland, we ran into one more incredible sunset, one we simply had to stop for. And I couldn't be more happy, because we have birds in the water close to the edge, and I have a vision in my head that I want to take with the 70mm or the 140, like a backlit shot of a bird, and a swan is the perfect subject for this. So we've been sitting here for a little while now, and it's slowly going this way, and the light is just gorgeous. Nice. The swan right outside here, and if I just move myself like 5-6 meters this way, I will have the sun right behind the swan. But I don't want to disturb it, so I'm gonna move slowly and see. He or she doesn't seem to care that much that I'm here. Okay. Somewhere here, I think. So in a shot like this, it's very nice to just crank up the shutter speed so I get really only the silhouette of the swan. Look at that. Look at that. That's gorgeous. The trip with the new Xperia 1 Mark VIII has come to an end once again. I've had a great time here at Gotland, and I can finally say, when somebody asked, have you ever been to Gotland? I can finally say yes. And I've been really impressed with the image quality coming out of this thing, and it's really nice that we now have equally good image quality on all of the different lenses. So I think it's been really fun trying it out. And we've been shooting pretty heavily during these days here, and the battery on this thing has held up really well. And yeah, I'll definitely be coming back to Gotland, and I could easily spend a week here just looking for all the new spots and looking for birds, and yeah, what an island. Well, it's time to say goodbye, and huge thanks to Sami for following along on the trip. Huge thanks to you for watching this far into the video. And huge thanks to Sony for making all this possible and for sponsoring this video. Yes, I'll be seeing you in the next one. And until then, get out and shoot and have a good one. Bye.